Welcome everyone. In this video I'm going to show you exactly how to load up Visual Studio, assuming that you have it installed already, starting a project, and also changing where the file locations are going to be held. Now it's very important that you open up Visual Studio in a specific way, so let me show you. I have it on my taskbar over here, so I'm going to click on it here. I'm just waiting for it to load. Now notice that it has things that are already there, so I'm going to skip that. We're going to create a new project. Now, it would make sense if you're going to create a new project to click on Create a New Project. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you the right options when you do that. So we're going to notice it says choose a project template with code scaffolding. We don't want to mess around with any of that stuff, so we're just going to click on Continue Without Code. So once we do that, we have a blank screen. Obviously, there's nothing there. We're still going to create a new project. So before we do that, let's say where we're going to put them. I'm going to go to Tools, and I'm going to go to Options. So what we want to do is we want to set the file locations to where we want, so we don't always have to change it. So I have Projects and Solutions here, and then you're going to find the locations, and I have it in here in my particular directory. You can leave the templates and the item templates as well in here. So you're just going to use the browse menu to put it wherever you want. So I'm good with it here. So I'm going to go to File and New and Project. And now it's got empty project. This is what you want. And we have C++. Click on Next, and you're going to name the project name. So I'll just call it MS Visual Studio, and I have it here. You want to put a check mark in the place solution and project. That will save you some hassles when you try to submit it. Otherwise, you'll have to go through directory after directory. This is much easier for you. Click on Create. And then the rest is going to be in the Solution Explorer. If you don't have the Solution Explorer open, then you can just go into View, and Solution Explorer right here. So now we have source files. For right now, you don't need to worry about anything else, but we have source files. I'm going to right-click and choose Add. Click on New Item. And I want a CP file here, the C++. We don't really need to worry about headers or classes right now. Then you're going to name it something appropriate. So its default is going to be source. So I'm just going to put Visual Studio. And I don't like putting spaces in file names in programming. So now we're good. And now you can start your project. So every project should start with the comments in here. The first comment you should put is your name, the exercise that you're doing. Example, chapter 4, page 72, number 5. And then you're going to put the description of the program. This program will do, and then you fill in the information there. Then you're going to start with includes. So we want include, and we want ST. So you can just type in STD, and you'll see stand IO. I may have spelled it wrong. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I'm thinking old school. It's IO stream that we want. We used to use that. So IO stream, that's your input and output. The next thing we want to do is include the string library. We want to include IO manip. Those are the ones that we're going to use in the beginning. and we don't need to worry about anything else like C-type or the math for right now. As we get into some other programming, we will need that. So the next thing you want to do is type in using namespace and std. This is a little different. It has a semicolon. And usually I put a space after that to make it look a little bit more readable. I'm going to type int and main and the parentheses and then a bracket. So at the end of the closing bracket, I'm typing a comment, the 2 slashes there, and main, so I know it's the main function. As we start doing ifs and while loops and do while loops and creating functions, you'll see that it's easy to have a misplaced bracket here. This makes it much easier for you to do it. So we have this here. We know that this is the beginning of main because it's on the same line as main. If you put it underneath it, I would suggest that you comment. So the last 2 lines always should be a system pause and notice that I have a semicolon. Notice also how it went and indented automatically and the return 0. Now the return could be 0, it could be 1, it could be anything you want. That's information that's sent back to the returning program to talk about success or failure or to return something, whatever is necessary. So that is how all your programs should start: loading up Visual Studio, creating a new project, and then typing in the code that you're going to do for every project. So that's it for this video. Hopefully it helps.